Try to keep this apolitical because I just want to cover the data and provide useful information that is relevant to everyone. And I don't want to come with any particular bias. And I feel like I do a fairly good job with that. I talk about a variety of things where it's just even-handed what I see the data telling me. Heard a lot of people talking about how the current administration was causing a flood of homes to come on the market and fire sales and people flooding the area. And I repeatedly hit back against that, saying that is not the case. The data is not showing that. We've been seeing higher inventory prior to the current administration, and we're not seeing a massive flood. So I always try to present things rationally, even-handedly, and not with a political slant. And so I say these things in that same vein because I'm just talking about what the data is supporting. But sometimes I feel like the current administration is intentionally trying to tank the economy. Every major action they are taking is harming the economy, and it's crazy because obviously the stated intention is not to do so. But tariffs increased domestic manufacturing costs because they increased everything in the input chain, everything in the supply chain. So they decreased domestic manufacturing because of the increased costs. And most estimates have, as a result, we have lost 100,000 manufacturing jobs domestically. Then you have DOGE coming in, and they weaken the job market by creating higher levels of unemployment. Typically, the federal government is, when I talk about healthcare, providing a lot of jobs. Healthcare and the federal government really steady the job market most years. That is no longer the case. So they've dramatically weakened the job market. And despite the DOGE talk of reducing governmental expenditures, that hasn't been the case. Governmental expenditures are ratcheting up dramatically. The big beautiful bill comes with a big beautiful bill. It's very expensive, trillions of dollars adding to the deficit. And when you have an increasing federal government deficit, it does a variety of things. One of those is pushing up treasury yields. And it's increasing the cost of borrowing. And increasing the cost of borrowing leads to inflation. And it leads to everything being more expensive. It also leads to lower business investment because businesses have less money or are less able, or it's more expensive for them to acquire capital in order to invest. When you have lower business investment, you have higher unemployment. And then now you have the Iran conflict. Like if you ask me what would be the easiest and quickest way to destroy the world economy, and I would say shut down the Strait of Hormuz and choke off 25% of the world's oil supply. Now, let me put a cherry on top of this, or a silver lining. For what it's worth, and this is just my general opinion, the stakes are too high. I don't think the administration can stomach oil being cut off and us being pushed into a global economic recession. So most likely this isn't going to continue like this. We're going to see some short-term impacts, some lingering impacts, but it's not going to have dramatic changes to the economy and the real estate market going forward. But that's only if the Strait gets opened back up.